Oh, I'm live. Good. Hi, everybody. This is Jeffrey. This is Right Color. Oh, okay. I'm not really good at attaching wires. I know it's last minute live, and I'm wearing my glasses so I could see the buttons and I could see the chat. I hope there's somebody here. Um, I know. I always decide to do live when I decide to do live. Um, I just wanted to check in. I just wanted to check in and let everyone know that I'm alive and well and quite happy. So a couple of days ago, something happened. Um, I something like clicked off in my head, and uh, I was like, "You need to relax." It was as simple as that. It was like, "You need to relax." And because I'm so used to doing and worrying and planning and uh, obsessing, etc. And it was like, that's just unnecessary. It's just unnecessary. So the story with the apartment is I got another letter from the state saying, that they approved that I pay $1 a month until the what do I call it? Until the apartment is fixed, and they're not working on it. I spoke to somebody in the building, and I got a nasty letter from the landlord, but it's no surprise there. He just wants a fight, and I'm just not interested. It's like it doesn't really matter what you have to say. It's like the law is with me, and so it'll be fine. And I don't really care. And it was like, you have to choose your fights wisely. And it's like, well, if I ever have to fight them, then this is not the time. And so I'm here through September. I'm here in Mexico through September, and I finally signed up, and I'm going to be taking Spanish classes. Very exciting. I start on Monday. It's from 9 till 12. Not my happy time, but whatever. And tomorrow we're going on a excursion with and then I'll meet some students. I hope I like them, because if I don't like them, I'm going to find another school. um, it's I feel so free. I've never felt so free in my life. I've never felt so free, and it's just I don't know. It's like completely uncharted territory, and I'm really open. I'm really open to whatever does or doesn't happen. And my Spanish really needs to get better. It's really, really the issue. So that's why I'm going to the school. So it's a group class for 3 hours, 5 times a week, Monday to Friday. And I just did for a week because I'll see, what happens. And free of New York City lifestyle, yeah, sort of, yeah. And it's like tomorrow. Hi, Connie. And tomorrow, I'm going to this site called Quilco. I don't know. Anyway, it's in the boundary of Mexico City, and it's a really, really ancient site. It's as ancient as Teotihuacan, which is the big archaeological site in the Valley of Mexico. The Valley of Mexico, Mexico is basically two mountain chains, right? And then the valley is elevated. So, like, Mexico City is like, I don't know, 7,000 feet above sea level or something. That's why, even though it's the tropics, it gets cool at night. And so I'm super excited. I'm so happy to be here. I love it here. I just feel like I belong here. I've always felt like I belonged here since the day I came here, which was a couple of years ago. And I don't know, something inside of me just finally let go. And it was like, you don't have to be anywhere. You don't have to do anything, you know? And it's a lot cheaper here than it is. I get $5 meals. Like today, it was like I had I really went there and had like a $15 meal. And so tomorrow I'm going to an archaeological site, which will be good with other people because maybe they'll ask interesting questions. Maybe they won't. I don't know. And I just, I do. I have friends. Yeah, I have my one of my old hosts. I'm very friendly with, and he's invited me. I've already been to two parties. I don't understand anything, but everyone's like, "Oh, who's this exotic creature?" I'll try to do some pictures. You can. I'm on Instagram. On Instagram, I do a lot of pictures. It's under Red Color. I have to put it together in an album. Maybe make another video like I did before. But I have to do a Puebla video yet because I was in Puebla, which is also a beautiful city. But this is the place. It's the most fascinating place I've ever been in my life. It's just everything. It's like the most abundant place I've ever been. Yeah, I am too, Andrea. Thank you. I really do. I finally let go and said, you know what? Thank God that I have the support and I have the financial cushion that, you know, I'm going to let whatever happen happen. And I'm here until September 7th. And hopefully, the apartment will be ready by then. And if not, I'll figure something out. And but I'm not worrying about it today, and I'm not worrying about the drama with the landlord. Like he can have his drama all on his own. He doesn't need my help. And it's like, I don't really want to fight. And I've been taking the buses and the subways, even though I don't really understand what's going on, but I sort of figure it out. And the bus and the subway is like 35 cents or something. I don't know, 40 cents maybe. And but I have to put on my glasses because I see somebody wrote more than one sentence. Wait. I'll put on my blue glasses. All right, there we go. Yeah, yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm not even bothering about the landlord. I'm not even. He just likes to be miserable. Some people like they just want to fight. If they're not fighting, they don't feel alive or whatever. Whatever. Um, Hola, Ariel. Hola. My Spanish is getting better, but I could be in the middle of a sentence of making a sentence in Spanish, and I don't know, like next. I don't know basic simple words. So I'm going to do a group thing, but there's also the opportunity to do a one-on-one, and I'll see how it goes. I joined for a week, and we'll see. And the funny thing is, instead of being really impulsive like I usually am, I said, you know what? Why don't I check out all these schools? So they were all sort of because I wanted it to be, accessible. And so I went to the first one, and I had a really good feeling about it. And then the others, like, you find the building, and it's like there's no sign, there's no buzzer, there's no nothing, and it's like this is too much work. So I'm back to the original one I signed up. So I start on Monday, and tomorrow they're having a little tour. We're going to Quilco. I don't know. I'll figure out how to pronounce it. And I have a friend here, and he's one of my former hosts. So he's invited me to two parties, and I went to Cantina with him. And his girlfriend's really nice, and his roommate, his current roommate, is also really. They're very warm and hospitable, and people are very warm and hospitable here. Very. And if they see you're trying with Spanish and you tell them, it's like, I don't understand anything, la la la. So some of them speak some English, and some speak English really well. Hi, Patricia. And hi, Andrea, and hi, Marge, and and Connie. I think I said hello to everyone, haven't I? Yeah. Um, I'm having like I can't even describe it. It's like this sense of peace. Actually, how do you like that? It's just like a sense of peace. So, and if you've never been to Mexico City, some people don't like big cities, but it's like New York in that every neighborhood has its own flavor. Every neighborhood is its own entity. It's its own city, right? So some are rich and some are poor and some are in between. And you've never seen more people selling more stuff on the street than your life. Like that, it's everywhere, all over the city. They're selling electronics and wrestling costumes and clothing and peanuts and hairbrushes, and that you can get your nails done on the street. You get your hair cut on the street. It's like, oh my god. Oh my God. So I went to this like really, really close to downtown, like super duper downtown. And there are all these women with these things on their eyebrows because they're getting their eyebrows waxed, and they're all in the public plaza waiting for whoever to come along to go. It's like, oh my God, am I seeing this? It's the most surreal place you've ever been in your life. And it's just like, it's so full of life. It's so full of life in on every level, like very wealthy people, really poor people, really struggling people, and everyone's got a little hustle going on here, which I really love. Everyone's like, you know, filling the void and trying to make some money, and it's just alive. In a way, it reminds me of the way New York used to be when I was young. Yeah, I haven't really seen road rage. The traffic is astounding here. See, because the avenues are crazy wide, and they're like 8 or 10 lanes, and they let them really go. So when you're crossing the street, you have like a minute and a half. Where in New York, you have like 30 seconds, and it's like it takes you 45 to cross the street. Here, it's like, but don't get in the way of traffic, because there are all these buses. Also, there's a big bus network. The public transport is really pretty good, at least where I am. Hi, Sharon. Um, Hi, Barbara. I don't, okay. Dishes and Stitches. Love that name. So that's where it's at. That's where it's at. Now, okay. All of you will know. Is there a new moon or full moon coming up? It's a full moon. Am I correct? On the 15th? Is that tomorrow? It's 11:14 here. What's the best dish you've eaten? Um, the best dish so far that I've eaten were tacos in Puebla. It was the tortilla and then had mashed potatoes and then had pork on top. Oh my God. It was so good. That was the best thing I had, I think. I found a really good chocolate shop in Puebla too, where they, it's like real chocolate. And I love chocolate. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've had some really good mole poblano, both in Puebla, which is what mole poblano is named after Puebla. Poblano means of Puebla, like New Yorker means, whatever. Um, Hi, Spirit Watcher Suzanne. Um, so that's the best thing I've eaten. Okay, so I'm going to do a little reading because I'm here. Is it the new moon or is it the full moon? I think it's a full moon. So it's a full moon. It's April. So April is Aries. So it must be a full moon in Libra. A full moon in Libra. Let's see what's going on. Because, it's like enough of the chitter chatter, Jeffrey. Do your job. Am I correct? A pink moon. That sounds nice. Oh, good. I'm glad you're planting seeds. It is a full moon in Libra. Okay. Okay, well, Libra, ruled by Venus, seeking balance, seeking truth, a love of beauty, a profound love of beauty. And Libra has an artistic bent as well. Yeah, but if we're Aries, the moon is always the opposite sign, Barbara. So like the full moon I know the full moon in May is a Scorpio moon because it's Taurus, so it's Scorpio. Aries until the 20th, so it's a full moon in Libra. Yeah, because Aries is the sun, la 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 la. All right, so let's see what's going on for the full moon. I don't know if I'm going to get into a very involved reading, but you never know. You never know. It's sort of like when I do the weeklies, when I do them for the signs, like sometimes it's like an 8-minute reading. I get the whole thing in 2 seconds. And sometimes I just go. Sometimes it's like 16 minutes, 17 minutes. It's like, oh my God, what was that time? What did I say? But I'm here. I have a video every day. I have a video every day. And I do my weeklies. Oh, this is the other thing I wanted to tell you before I begin with, because I forget. So this is what I've been thinking. I'm thinking I want to do a series on the tarot, and I'm going to go into like the first card all the way through and have people, other readers, have like a little dialogue. It's like, okay, well, what does this card mean to you? And see where that goes, and like have different guests, you know. So that's what I was thinking. Do you think that's a good idea? Or would you rather I do something else? Like maybe take off my glove, one finger at a time. I don't even have any gloves. Okay. Okay. Let's get to the reading. Um, thank you. Thank you, Suzanne. Okay. Okay. That it, yeah, I think it's a good idea too. I do. Okay. And I'll see where it goes. It'll develop on its own. It's just like everything else in life. You're cooking one thing and then you add a little new spice to it. And it's like it's a whole different meal. So, I'm kind of like that anyway. All right. So I begin with the moon. Now, so the moon has a lot of meanings. A lot of times people want to read it negatively. Oh, it's like it could be illusion. It could be uh, mesmerizing. There's a mesmerizing sense to it. There's a sense of not being clear, seeing things in a light that's like not a straight ahead light. It's sort of like the reflection. It's a reflection. That's really what the moon is. So it's interesting because uh, there's a path here, but it's mysterious. So that's really the odd thing about the moon card. It's a mysterious path that's being illuminated, and it's like sort of clear, sort of not. It's that away. It's like that's the energy of it. It's that away. Okay, and then we get the witch. This one's a witch. So this is really the empath. Um, deeply intuitive, deeply empathic. So I think all of our stuff is going to be up. People are going to be getting hits. Like I think that's what's going on. And then I have the Page of Swords. This is really interesting. So whimsy once described, or sometimes more than once described, the Page of Swords as Archangel Michael. Michael is a very profound energy. The energy of Michael, in my experience, as opposed to other archangels, he's very direct. There's no misunderstanding the message. It's like when he says close the door, it's close the door. It's not like close the door, metaphorically, it's like no, close the door. Do you know? So I feel, or open the door, whatever. It was a weird example. I feel like, your intuition is going to be really strong about like the message you're getting. The message that you're getting, and that becomes a thought, like the thought messages are going to be really, initially it's going to be a little weird. Then it's like, oh, this really, something cleared up. Something cleared up. Oh, look at that. And a new beginning. This is a really lovely card. This is actually my favorite ace. So to me, the aces all because they're these weird hands floating around in the air. It's like, the hell is that? And it's the beginning of something. So I always feel like it's a gift from the angels. It's like a gift from your higher self. It's a gift from the angels. It's a gift from the Godhead saying, "Here you go." So this one in particular, I mean, first of all, it's highly illuminated. It's about money, it's about health, but it's like there's a sun. It's like, well, here, it starts out unclear, but then intuitively you get the message, and it's like, oh, that's really clear. And the interesting thing about it is that this path is so clear. This is the clearest path in the entire deck. And then there's a vortex. Like, oh, so it's almost like this perspective. Like if you invite your intuition, and you're like, now that I'm reading, I can't even see what anyone's saying. But uh, it's like once you invite like intuitive hits in, and really hear them and accept them and allow them to be like she does, right? Then there's a clarity that comes about a new opportunity, a new road, a new thought pattern, a way to be more stable, a way to make money, a way to be healthier without any, this is, I'm telling you, this is the clearest road in all of the cards. And you don't see the road that often. And the point of this whole thing is like, where am I on the road of my life, basically? So this is a really, really wonderful card. So it's like, okay, so maybe there's something that you dreamt about, or that you had, or maybe there's some work you've done in your dreamscape that, you know, intuitively, thank you. Hi, Letitia. Hey, Letitia, did you check out the weeklies? No one seems to have checked out the weeklies. No one wrote anything. Okay, so I feel like there's a whole new beginning, like a way to, like a clear vision as to how I can be more healthy, how I can be more physically fit, or more physically stable, or like maybe an idea for business or how to make money, or thank you, Connie. Because sometimes I feel like, um, so I think something really grand is going to come out of this. Something new. It's a spring, something new. This is an interesting card. This is traditionally the card of the thief. You know what I feel about this? First of all, it's a seven, so it's confidence. Have confidence in the thoughts that you have, and take your shit, nobody else, and no one else's. Right? I'm going to take my thoughts. I'm going to take my ideas and run with them. Take your ideas and run with them. I don't have to take on everyone else's idea. Oh, well, that's not going to work. Well, maybe you should do it like this. I don't ask you. See what I'm saying? Um, that's my take on this card, because I'm Mr. Positivity. Thank you, heart and soul. Okay, I'm glad you do. I like this shirt too. It's a pretty color, isn't it? I almost bought another pink one today, but the collar was one of those collars, a spread collar, like this. I mean, it doesn't button because I bought a small, not a medium, because it fits over here. And I don't do this anyway. But the other one had that weird collar, that open. I'm just like, okay, look. I'm not throwing another card after this. Look, so this is divine love showering upon you. It's as simple as that. It's like divine love. There's so much of it that it just overflows. This is the Holy Spirit. This is the dove, right? Prophecy and hope, and it's just like, this is like, for me, this isn't like some sexual love. This is like the love that spirit has for you, that it's just so overwhelming, and there's so much of it that it's like, it's like when you have a leaky faucet. It's like, no matter what I do, no matter how many plumbers I've had, it just won't stop leaking. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that. It's almost like, like a sitcom. Like, like the third plumber you have over does something, and then all of a sudden The sink just explodes. And that's what it is, but it's love. It's love and it's intuition and it's healing and it's wholeness. So you have two aces, or we have two aces. So it seems like there's a whole new, you know what it feels like? Okay, this is what I'm getting. I remember once, I don't know, it was like sort of when I first started my channel. And I was like, oh, maybe I should call this and this person to see what's going on with me or whatever it was. And I got this, it was Michael that came through and it says, it's time to start trusting yourself. And it was very like almost, you know, it was almost like, that teacher that you really like that's always been really nice to you. And then all of a sudden they just turn and it's like you really hear it. So, like, that's the way I feel about it because, we have this like these intuitive hits, like little beginnings, right? These are yuds, so these are beginnings. The intuitive one who gets all the information, she can, in her negative sense, she can sort of get lost in it. Then I have Archangel Michael saying it's time to trust yourself. Okay. I have this new road ahead that's clear, no obstacles. We have. And then I have confidence in your own thinking. Hi, Sheila. Did I say hello to everyone? Hi, heart and soul. Um, okay. And, I get this abundance of like overflowing love, healing, kindness, intuition, just coming down, just, filling your whole being. That would be a fantastic meditation. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a fantastic meditation that just came to me. You sit, you be in your heart, So it's like, I don't know how to do that. Intend it. That's all. All you have to do is intend it. Intend it. See it as a light bulb. See it as a sparkler. See it as a baseball. Whatever. Light it up. Even if you're just faking it, fine. Open your crown chakra. What does that mean? It means make a hole in the top of your head. Not literally. And allow it just to come through and to fill your whole being and fill your whole being and fill your whole being and allow the love of spirit and the angels and the Godhead and your ancestors and whoever else wants to show up to fill you and to know that you're whole, to know that you're like loved, beloved, honored, respected. There you go. Like if we all tune in, if we all plug into that, I mean, how bad could it be? Right? Even if like say 50% of the people think they're faking it, so you think you're faking it. So what? How many times have we all thought we're faking, whatever? It doesn't really matter. It works anyway. That's my experience. My experience is no matter what I think, it's like it works anyway. Like it works. Like, do I really need to know how the electricity in the wall works? No, all I need to know is like I flick the switch and the electric goes on. It's kind of all I need to know. I don't need to know, oh, I have to know how it works. I don't. Okay. Now, let's hope I throw a really good card for the next one because, I like to always end and then I always like to add because I have like my six. You know what? I'm not going to do another. I have two aces and a seven. So, I have two aces. So these are ones, right? And beginnings. I have a seven. At the end of the day, seven is about confidence. I have a queen. She's about patience. And I have a page, and the page is like the inkling of something new, right? It's like the inkling. It's like the beginning. It's like the spark, the little spark. That's what this is. So overall, it looks like a very lovely full moon. And if you have a chance, go out and bathe yourself in the moon, And, it doesn't have to be this whole, not like Bathsheba. It's like just go out and look at the moon and allow its energy to come to you and send energy to the moon, or you could do a Bathsheba and hope David is watching, if you like. So that's my take. It's a new beginning. Trust yourself, allow your intuition to guide you, trust the thoughts that you have, and, you know, relax into it. I mean, that's what hi, Sean. I don't know how to, what do you call it? I don't know how to do emojis. It's a little too complicated for me. The fact that I could do live is a miracle. You know what? I don't really care. Anyway, so, earlier I was saying, maybe you could watch it again. Earlier I was saying that I totally let go. I'm here and I totally let go. And I was like, you know what? There is nothing to do. I mean, I do my videos and I'm open to do readings. If you want a reading, contact me. Um, Thank you, Nancy. Hello, Beverly. Um, I finally let go. I finally said, you're here and you don't have to struggle. You could just enjoy being here and enjoy being here and take in everything that this city has to offer. And this is like an incredible place. Yeah, just be no do. Exactly. And so I'm starting Spanish classes on Monday. And tomorrow we're going to Cuicuilco. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a very, very ancient site. And it's in the city limits. There are quite a lot of, there's a lot of ancient sites within the city limits, which is really amazing. Um, yeah, totally living in the moment. And the buses and trains are so crowded here. It's like kind of insane, but it's okay. And I'm really enjoying myself. Um, I'm really enjoying myself. Yes, I'm in Mexico City. Hi, Melissa. Melissa, Melissa, are you the one who sent me that box? Are you the one who sent me the box? Waiting to hear. Because somebody made me a beautiful box. I think it's that, Melissa. I'm not sure. And it's what this is on, so I can't really show you. But it's a beautiful box, like to keep stuff in, and it's lovely. And I took it with me. Oops. No, no, it was another last name. It was another last name. So I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful for all your support. Is that dancing? I did go dancing. I haven't gone dancing in years. So listen to this. This is a fabulous story. I go with my friend was here for a couple of days and he's very adventurous. Oh, Spanish. That's science. Okay. Now I could relate. Um, I know without these, I can't see a thing. I can't hear anything either. Um, anyway, we go to the Zona Rosa, which is like the little gay area, right? But everybody goes there. It's kind of like the place to party. So there's this one club, and the line is like there are probably 150 people in front of me, and then like there's no way, and they're all like 19. I'm almost 60 for Christ's sake, and um, which is fine. I didn't really care, but it's like I don't want to wait online for like an hour just to get into a nightclub. So we go to this place called Macho Bar, right? The place was this big. It was boys and girls and whatever, and like some younger, some older. There was like this heavy set queen, and he really wasn't the most attractive thing. And he had his whole shirt open, and he's wearing a bra underneath, but no titties. Just a bra. Then there's this girl, and she's dancing, right? And she's really into it. And then she takes this beer. Can you imagine? She takes a beer with the cap on it, and It was like, oh my god, oh my god. And then afterwards, we went to this place, and like the bouncer was like this. So I thought it was going to be like sort of a sex club sort of thing. And but I saw boys and girls going in. Anyway, we go in, and there's this drag queen there, but she's doing like old fashioned drag queen stuff. Now, she's not just lip syncing. She's like interacting with the crowd. She's having conversation with them, and she's saying nasty stuff to them. They're saying nasty stuff to her. Anyway, she puts a bottle of beer on the floor, and she has blue hair, mind you. Beautiful body. Her body was amazing. Her drag body. I mean, I don't know about her boy body, because they put on the, foam and stuff. And sometimes they do it right, and sometimes they don't. She did it right. She so here's the bottle of beer. She takes half of it in her mouth. It's like down to here. Picks up the whole thing and just you know, it's like there's no pretense. There's no pretense because some of the clubs in New York, it's sort of like, oh, I'm so fabulous, and oh, and in LA too, when you go to smaller places, but this is an enormous city. There's 20 million people, so I thought it would be more like, oh well, this crowd is over there, and that crowd is over there, and this one hates that one. It's like high school, and it wasn't like that. It was sort of like, whatever, let's just like let go and have fun. So we did, we were dancing around, I don't know any of the music, and we really wasn't very good, but it didn't really matter. So uh, it was like, okay, and then they eat all day long here. So there was this greasy hamburger joint. It was like so greasy. It was like one of the best hamburgers I had in my life. So we had three hamburgers between the two of us, and like a Coke and whatever, two Cokes maybe. I don't think I don't think it was $10. I think it was like $7. It's like, really? And then we walked home. There are places that are not so great to walk, la la la. You have to be aware. And I grew up in New York, so the New York I grew up in was super dangerous. So I know how to handle situations like that. I don't purposely go to a place that's dangerous. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't really felt unsafe. I haven't really felt like, but I haven't gone to those places. And it's different during the day than at night. And pretty much at night, I pretty much stay around here. I go and eat, like I just went to eat, and I came home. So if you ever have a chance, you know, and you want to see like, there are 1,200 museums here, by the way. You know, so uh, do it. You know, do it. Because so many times you think, oh well, I have to go on vacation this and this place, and has to da, 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 da. I think I know. Well, it used to be 300 round trip from New York to Mexico City. Now it's 400, but you can get like really nice places for like $25 a night. Yeah, 30. Want to stay? Oh, I have to stay in a hotel. Well, you can get a hotel for 50. You know, and if you're spending $40 a day per person, you're living like a king, like a king. So, um, yeah, exactly, Melissa. Exactly. Yeah, the price of it's a whole different world. It's a whole. I looked at an apartment, right? Because I'm pretending, but it's like I don't know what's going on in New York. So I looked at an apartment in Centro, which is really the middle of the city. So the Zocalo is like the main square. It's enormous. It's 2 blocks from the Zocalo, no exaggeration. So really, truly in the middle of the city, in a grand old building, built by the French, with like a grand staircase and an elevator and a part-time doorman, and like the hallway is like a grand building. Anyway, it was one of those old apartments that they'd broken up, so they kind of messed it up, to tell you the truth. but it was 5 rooms. Wait, 1, 2, no, it was 4 rooms plus the kitchen and the bathroom and this big hallway. It was 1,100 square feet. It was $500. $500. Middle of the city, 1,100 square feet. So I didn't, you know what? The layout sucked. Like because I was like, well, I could rent it and make it into an Airbnb here, and I can do it. Like I had a whole thing going on. Um, but the layout was sort of like, well, what's this room for? What was this room? Is this the living room? Is this the dining room? Is this a bedroom? I'm not really sure. So, um, yeah, it's the same thing everywhere, Shelby. It's the same thing in every. It's the same thing. It used to be cheap to live in LA. No more. I think the only city. I think Chicago is fairly inexpensive comparatively, and Philly, yeah, Philly could be super inexpensive. And Philly's a great town. I love Philadelphia. I think it's a great place. I love Philadelphia. But, you know, for me, like my home is here, like my soul is here. So eventually I'm probably going to end up here full time. But, ideally, like the plan in my head for years has really been to maintain both of them. It's like to have a New York City place and a Mexico City place, and go back and forth because I don't know. Maybe that's the way I need for it to be. You know how I was explaining it today to the people at the school? New York is my husband, and Mexico City is my boyfriend. That's how it is. Like, got to go back to my husband because he pays the bills. But I have a lover on the side. That's the way it feels. So eventually, I'm going to leave my husband because I'm that kind of girl. But not until I squeeze every drop out of them. How do you like that? That's how I feel. That's how I feel. So it looks like a really lovely full moon. I wanted to do a full moon reading. And thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for your support. Thank you for becoming members. If you haven't become a member, I would really appreciate you becoming a member. It's $2.99 a month. And then you have access to the weekly readings that I do by sign. And like I said earlier, if you haven't watched the whole video, and I think I'm going to end soon because it's like I could just talk forever. La Casa Azul. Do you know V. Perez? I've been to Mexico City 8 times and I have yet to get there. It's incredible. I think because everybody else is like, oh, did you go? Did you go? Did you go? It's like, mm-mm. Part of me is like, I can't be bothered. It's kind of like people who live in New York and have never been to the Statue of Liberty, the Empire State Building, sort of thing. It's that kind of energy. And um, I don't even know what I was saying. I'm happy. I'm really happy. Oh. I'm going to start doing, yeah. Well, Shelby, have faith. Everything works out the way it's supposed to. We all end up the way we're supposed to. And, you know, it's like, uh, I'm grateful for what I do have. If, I'm just grateful for what I'm grateful to be alive, believe me. And I'm grateful I started YouTube, right? I'm grateful for a lot of things. Um, could things be better? Sure. Yes, I know who that is. Guadalupe Marin. Yeah. Shelby, that sounds like a great idea. Do it. Do it. Try one, see if it works. Put up a yurt, put it on the Airbnb. People love that. Put up a yurt, see what happens. Um, oh, anyway, so I will get to Frida Kahlo House one day, but tomorrow I'm going to an archaeological site. Oh, so the thing that I'm going to add, this is my plan. My plan is to add to the station, I would have other readers, come and join me, like I think just me and the other reader, or maybe me and two other, I don't know. If I can figure out how to do the Zoom. And then we'll, talk about one card and our interpretation of that one card and see where it goes, see what happens. So that way, you can learn more about the cards, the way more I see the cards, la 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 la. Because I don't really see them in a traditional way. I allow my feeling to be interpreted into the card. That's how I operate. That's how I read. That's basically how I read. Now, different people read differently. But the most important thing about reading cards, if you're interested in reading cards, so much the traditional meaning, right? So here, okay, so here's an example. Okay, so here we are, the Ace of Cups, right? So traditionally, you'd say, oh, you're going to meet a lover. Oh, oh, like, you know, it's the beginning of a loving relationship. So everyone always says, oh, well, this is the one. Oh, you're going to get married. It's like, they're all much deeper than that. They're all much deeper than that. All of them, all of them. So you can choose to like really concentrate on the cup. You can choose to concentrate on, the consecration. You can choose to concentrate on the dove. You can choose to concentrate on these little drops that are coming down. You can choose to concentrate on the water, right? Are these like lily pads? These look like lily pads, right? So maybe I'll be reading and I'll say lily pads and I'll think, swamp, and I'll say, oh, Louisiana. I'm getting Louisiana. I don't know why, but I'm getting Louisiana. It's like, they all have a million, trillion, billion um, interpretations. And the thing is like, yeah, it helps to read like a book or two, but I wouldn't go further than that, really, in my opinion, because then, you're allowing everyone else's thing to come through. And the point is for you to get in touch with your thing. Right? That's really the point of the tarot, is to really understand them for you and for whoever you're reading for. It's not, oh, well, it doesn't fit into the book. I've never fit into a fucking book. So you think I'm going to fit into a book with tarot? It's like, that's not the point, right? That's not the point, right? If everyone had the same dress, right, everybody would wear it in a different way, right? Some people would wear it with an earring. Some people would wear it with a necklace. Some people wear it with both, right? Some people would shorten it. Some people would put a cape around it or a scarf, naturally a scarf, or do their hair in a certain way. And it's a completely different dress. That's really what it is. So think of it as like a column dress. You know what I mean? Like the simplest, boat neck. I went to fashion school after all. So, like a boat neck, sleeveless column, right? It's like you could put a belt around it, right? You could wear pants underneath it. You could put a bolero on top of it. You could wear a scarf around. You could wear your hair up. You could wear your hair down. You could add jewelry. You could not add jewelry, right? If you're really creative, you can make slits in it, right? It just goes on and on. Or you could, only wear it halfway, make it into a skirt, and the insides hang over the thing, and it's a whole new shape. There are a million trillion things you can do. But that's the way it is for the tarot. So what that means, they have a million meanings, and there's no incorrect meaning. There's no incorrect meaning. There's no incorrect meaning. The point is that you got a message and you got a feeling or you got a vision or you heard something, and that was exactly the way it was supposed to be. That's what reading tarot is really about, right? Right? Oh, I put a little sugar in my tomato sauce. Oh, well, I put a little salt in mine. Well, I really like oregano. I find that if you let the tomatoes stew for 3 hours, it has a different taste. They're all tomato sauce, right? And we all have our own interpretation. All right, I have been on for 50 minutes. I can't even count that high. Um, Thank you, Nancy. High above the clouds. Um, so I just wanted to check in and let everyone know that the full moon is going to be full of love and joy and beauty and new possibilities and the impetus and the pat on the back to trust yourself. Muy importante. And that Mexico City is the most fascinating place in the world for me so far, until my my boyfriend takes me to Acapulco to uh, uh, what do they say? What do they say when you get married on the sly? What's that called? Elope. Elope. So thank you all for all your support and all your love and all your encouraging words, etc., for commenting, blah, blah, blah. Now, if you have other ideas for where my channel, where you think it would be interesting for my channel to go, please send me a private email. Because if we start here, because everyone's going to get involved in the, and then I get a little crazy. And you don't want to really see me. I don't want to see me crazy. So, if you have ideas of where you think my channel could go, or what would be an interesting thing, or maybe something that no one else is offering, or a new way to do it, or something like that, please let me know. It's jeffrey@ripecolor.com. That's my email. And I'm really glad I went live. I was sort of planning on it for the past couple of days, and I was like, tonight's the night. And because next week I'm going to be busy from 9 till 12 every day. Can you imagine? In school, I have a little notebook. I got my little notebook. I'm all ready. And I take the bus there because I could take an Uber everywhere I would go here, but it's like I'm supposed to be on a budget, and I haven't really been on the budget, so I have to like kind of pull back a little bit, because I've been so I need to get back on the budget. Blessings. And thank you. If you'd like to set up teeth just like mine, I have a dentist in Mexico City. But that's another conversation for another day. Blessings, 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 blessings. Really. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting me. And I'll see you all soon. Okay. Buenas noches.